Hello, my name is Doug Harrington and I'm with Location Tech, a company that distributes the revolutionary line of tracking devices from industry leader GPS heroes. And by the way, I am also an instrument-rated private pilot. Thousands of GPS heroes products are in the market today, protecting what matters most in three market segments: family, fun, and fleet. Location Tech and GPS Heroes has teamed together to deliver a new innovation in general aviation safety. The result of this is the Personal Aviation Locator, or as we like to call it, the PAL. As opposed to other aviation GPS navigation solutions that tell the pilot his or her location, the PAL tells friends, family, and others that have an interest in the pilot's well-being where the pilot actually is. Most other personal tracking devices require manual activation by the pilot or person, not the PAL. It provides critical information regardless of the capacity of the pilot. Alerts can even be set to let your friends and family know when you enter or depart a certain location, such as an airport. Flight instructors can gain peace of mind by having their students fly with a PAL on cross-country flights during training, and the PAL allows flight schools to know with certainty the location of their aircraft at all times. And God forbid, in the case of an accident or an incident, the PAL greatly enhances the possibility of early notification of the event and a timely rescue. You've been looking at a PAL during this entire video. This is the PAL. It's slightly larger than a 9-volt battery and weighs only 2.5 ounces. It is easily the smallest locator on the market today. When you purchase the PAL, you get the unit itself, a black case, and a wall charger. After charging, you simply turn the PAL on with this button on the top here. Just put the PAL somewhere out of the way in the cockpit and you're good to go. To access the information that the PAL reports, you use a web-based browser interface for virtually any device that is connected to the internet. To demonstrate this today, I happen to know that my good friend Bill Baldwin, who is a commercial scenic tour pilot in Maui, Hawaii, is on a flight right now. So let's go see where Bill is flying today. Okay, here we are at the main login screen for the Personal Aviation Locator. Okay, on this screen what you have here is, on the left it will show you if you have more than one, there'll be multiples of course, but which devices you have. So this is interesting right here, just on the first screen, in that we see, let me back off one more click here. So what we see, Bill has 3 devices. Happen to know that Bill is flying with his personal locator today. He's got 2 of the personals and then one plug and play which goes in his automobile. So we see here, this is the Maui island, and he is flying over here. I can see his other 2 locators, the one he usually carries in the aircraft, which is AV personal. Maybe he's charging it at home today or something, and his vehicle. So they're over here, but then I see Bill in his aircraft that is way down here. So that tells me Bill's probably on a flight. So we can zoom in here, but let's start off by clicking on Bill's personal. And then we see over here on the other side of the screen this little bubble here where you can hit view details. So that will give us details for Bill's personal device that's in the airplane today. So always the number 1 is the most recent reporting that has been done. So if we look here, so this tells me that Bill, well, it shows him over water, so hopefully he's in an airplane if not a boat. So we can back it off enough to see that, yeah, I can pretty much tell that Bill's doing a flight right now. So it's pretty obvious because number 1, that's his last reporting point. So we see here to backtrack his track, he comes over. So he probably took out of Kailui Airport and curved around the top of the island and then came down to go to the other island. So let's zoom in on that and kind of see what happened. So if we look right now, if we wanted to know where Bill was, it's pretty obvious that he's right off the coast here. So they're doing some sightseeing, flying down this coast. So, but if we come back up, we can kind of look how things originated. So let's zoom in there. And now we're seeing a red box. That red box is what's known as geofencing. So what Bill's done is to draw a red box or a geofence around the Kahului airport. And so what that does, that lets his family know when he is entering or exiting the airport. Okay, so they get alerts. They can get them via text or an email, whatever makes sense for their needs when Bill is entering or exiting the airport. So if we move in here a little bit closer, so we see that numbers in the 12 to 16 range. If we come over here on the right side, if I go back as low as 17, I see here that Bill entered the OGG airport. Well, that probably tells me he's going 26 miles an hour. Probably tells me that Bill drove onto the airport. Okay, and then that was at 3:15, and then it shows him exiting the geofence at 3:38. So Bill came on and essentially got in his aircraft and took off. So probably what we're seeing here, and this area is probably where Bill was sitting doing his run-ups, and then probably number 12 is probably when he pulled into position and got ready for the takeoff. So then if we back out further, you can see that Bill, so 12 he was on the airport runway, and then he departed 11, 10. So we're getting to more recent ones. So they were doing some sightseeing around the edge of the island, went across the water, and is sightseeing in the other or on the other island. Also, you can do a lot of different things with this interface. You'll see over here is if Bill is above or near a street address, it knows that and it'll give you the street address. If it doesn't have a street, then it can give you just the GPS or lat long coordinates of the trip or of the location. So, or if you want it all in lat long, you can come over here and actually export a file that gives you all the information that we're seeing here on the screen and latitude and longitude. So if we come over here and look at the interface a little more, it'll list your devices. Like I said, Bill has 3. You can add and delete geofences, do things like that. More information about your specific account in these other tabs. And then if we go back to overview, then we see here, so let's take one more look at Bill and see if he has updated since we have been talking here. So if I hit go, and we back out, yeah, it looks like he probably has updated a little, but he's just going to come down the coast here. So in the case of an emergency or something unfortunate, God forbid, was to happen, you can see how the reporting would have happened within the last couple minutes. So it just greatly enhances your ability to effect rescue or finding pilot or a plane in case of an emergency or something like that. And in future releases, there's actually a panic button on the little device to essentially send a distress call. So this is pretty much the interface, and we'll talk to you soon. Awesome technology, don't you think? In addition to using the PAL when you go flying, you can also allow family members and friends to use the device when you're not using it for flying. If you're on our website right now, you can hit the Buy Now menu item above. If not, you can simply go to www.personalaviationlocator.com or simply give us a call. The PAL is the most cost-effective personal tracking device in the industry. In fact, the unit itself is free when you sign up for the associated tracking service. You simply pay the first and the last month's tracking fee and a small setup fee up front. This totals $99.85. After the first 30 days, you pay the monthly $39.95 for continued tracking. That equates to $1.33 a day. That is an incredibly small price to pay for peace of mind. There is no contract, no credit application, and you can cancel at any time. So please contact us with any questions you have or to see a live demo of the product. It is time for you to take the next step in general aviation safety and to start flying with a POW.